Hey everybody, good morning. It's June 23rd, 2025. And of course, as always on Monday, it's the favorite time of our week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi everybody, my name's Paul.
Good morning. This is Bev.
Hello, Bev.
Hello, Paul.
All right, folks, here we are. We're going to give you a new way of living. That was a
Boy,
great little line, I thought. And this has been inspired by a little workshop that Bev went to, and we're going to let her start with some of the keys, what the workshop was, and what it was that inspired us to want to talk about that today.
right. Well, I joined this broadcast on Saturday, the solstice, and it was this gentleman from England, Lee Harris, who is an intuitive and a healer, and Pam Gregory, an astrologer. So of course I was there. But what came through was so wonderful because it was like he was talking about biotouch. I mean, seriously, it was just the most amazing thing. And I'm like, well, wow, what's going on here? You know? So, one of the things that he talked about towards the end was he started talking about, humanity itself and what's coming for us. And a lot of it had to do with the heart energy that's being stimulated right now. Our hearts are opening and healing.
Hmm.
I thought that was just so cool, and that there will be breakthroughs um, in healing by putting love into action. Are you kidding me?
Did he really give that word? Those
He
words?
did. He
Put
said it's by putting loving action. And I thought, well, that's what BioTouch is. It's putting love into action. He said it's going to be magical and it will open us up to a new way of living.
Wow.
So we have to start taking care of our bodies, preparing our bodies, because what's happening is, I was thinking about you and I and the journeys recently that you and I have been on.
Right.
He said the compromised health is leading to change and to being able to give um and so I thought, well, here we are having to go through this to strengthen our bodies because it is time for biotouch, you know.
Yeah. And what a better way to strengthen the body than by incorporating biotouch into a way of living. I'm
Yes.
sort of reminded people said, well, can't you become dependent or addicted to biotouch? And I went, are there worse things than that?
I always say, God, I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, are you
I don't have
addicted?
it.
Are you dependent on brushing your teeth? Are you addicted to
Yeah.
eating a meal? Are you addicted to cutting your hair or, wearing clothes? I mean, there's all kinds of things that we do out of our desire to keep
Subconscious.
this body functioning in this
Yeah.
reality. And so what's wrong if we add something like BioTouch into a way of living, you know?
That is an addiction that every one of us should be having.
Right,
By,
because
by feeling cared for and loved and unstressed. Come on.
so interesting. So you gave me all these ideas, right? So I love playing with Chat GPT.
I know you do.
And so I just plugged in, okay, we're going to do our 20-minute show and we want to talk about BioTouch uh, is a new way of healing. Give me some points to talk about. So the very first line it comes up with is, what if a simple touch could change not only our health, but our entire way of living?
Wow.
BioTouch is a simple touch healing technique, but it's also a profound shift in how we relate to life and each other. And I like that word shift.
I do. Well, that's what's happening. BioTouch is here for this shift. This shift has been talked about forever and ever. And we've already been holding something that is what? Going to help humanity bridge in this shifting time? Huh. Yeah,
Yeah, and we're seeing it more and more with the because it goes on and talked about why it matters today. We're living in a disconnected, stressed out world. And that one of the things I found was how can we stand in the center. You know,
right.
what tools do we have to stand with humanity, no matter what no matter what their belief, who you're
Right.
talking to, what their belief, what side of the aisle they're on. It doesn't matter. You don't have to like the person. I was just listening to a guy today talk about, you don't have to love everybody, or they don't have to love you or
That's
like you or
not going
those
to
kinds of.
happen.
Yeah,
That's not gonna,
and so how do you stand with humanity? And that's what we've always said about BioTouch. It's a way to stand with humanity in equality. It's not about belief systems or
right. Who's
opinions.
right or who's wrong?
Right. It's about bringing humanity together with a simple touch, a new
Okay.
way of living, putting love into action. That love that's not about belief or opinion or emotions or all those other things that we usually relate love to, yeah?
Yep. That's it. It breaks down all of the barriers. We've been saying that for years. It has the power to help us stand in that center you're talking about by just and the fact that you can go there with another human being. I don't think people understand how incredibly powerful and right and innate in us being with each other is. When we say that the best way to heal is to unite and be with another person, this is healing. This is our, gosh, I don't even know what words to use. It's so profound. And this is part of that shift, shifting in awareness, that self awareness that we're not here to do this alone by ourselves, isolated. We're here to do it together. And BioTouch helps us, gives us the opportunity to really put that into action.
Yeah. And that action takes 30 seconds out of your day. If all you could get done is the greeting, right? Again, the greeting, the index and the middle finger of your dominant hand, right? You take those two
Yes.
fingers and you touch another human being. That's the most consistently effective way, and that's the way we teach BioTouch. You take those index and middle fingers of the dominant hand and you touch that person sitting across from you just below the breastbone in that soft tissue, the most powerful place in the body. Talk about the
Yeah.
center of the universe, the
Talk
solar
about trust,
plexus.
Paul.
Yeah.
Trust.
And somebody
Yes.
allowing you in that space,
Yes. Yes.
uncovered on the skin,
Yes.
in that solar plexus, also called the semilunar ganglia. There's all kinds of symbolism of what
Oh,
that
yeah.
part in our body represents. And we're touching that lightly like a butterfly, just saying, it's okay. You're loved. Thank you for letting me love you. And you
Yep.
touch right there for 6 to 8 seconds. That's it.
That's it.
And you take that same dominant hand and you find at the back of your neck, go down and it comes to a big bone. Go to the left of that about an inch to an inch and a half. And there's all kinds of things we've heard. What somebody told you about the vagus nerve and this nerve. I mean, that it's activating this and that.
You don't need to know that.
That's right. Who cares? All you need to do is do it.
Just go there.
And
Just
it's
go
it's
there.
funny because it reminds me. I was talking last week about that woman who came in and she really knows what to do. And she has a 16-year-old boy who gets outrageous sinus headaches. And I showed her how to do the greeting with him. So she came back and he went, well, it was really hard. I couldn't do it very long. I said, did you at least get a chance to touch him for a moment? She goes, well, yeah. He says, and she said, the interesting thing is, he's home this weekend, and he said, Mom, if you really want to try that stuff on me, I'm happy to have you do it this weekend while I'm home.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
like,
oh,
the
look
door
at
was
there.
open with just seconds
Right,
of her doing it with
right.
him, you
And
know?
him being available, him being open to that.
Yes.
That's what happens. It's not, this, it's not just about it's about breathing. The body breathes. It opens itself up to, gosh, what it wants. It wants to be whole. It wants to be loved. It wants to be healthy. That's
Yeah.
what that key of the greeting is there to do.
And when you do that greeting with people, you see that. I mean, we've seen that over and over. We can go to a health fair where there's hundreds of people, lots of chaos, and we'll do the greeting with somebody and maybe the headset. And if they don't pass out, like happened with you,
Yeah, we've had that. That's kind of scary, but there you go.
well, and what did she say when she sort of opened her eyes?
She said, she looked around the room. She says, "Oh my Lord, girl, you sent me to heaven." I'm like, wow, okay. I've been
So
to heaven, she says.
and so, reminding you again, when the seminar you went to about the changes that are happening, the magicalness and the changes that
Yeah,
are happening in the body, I'm always reminded of that neuroscientist who talked about that whenever in our life we've had that wow experience is when changes happen in the deepest seat of consciousness,
mm,
which then if we go to epigenetics, that's where we start changing the gene expression
that's
and
right.
things like that. And he
Yeah.
said, if you want to really experience that today, we were at the seminar. He says, go out there where they're doing that touch and let them do that with you. And that wow experience, that aha moment, we experience, I'd have to say, every time we take a few minutes to do the greeting with someone, whether it's here at the center or at a public park. People
Right.
open their eyes if they've closed
Wow.
them, and most people do close them, and they go, wow. And we
Yeah, I
don't
love it.
say, how did you feel, or does your
No,
pain
no,
go
no.
away? It doesn't matter. The
I
wow
love it.
experience is all that's needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of them close their eyes, of course, and that's just a natural thing I think that happens. But what I love is when if I'm doing like the greeting in the headset or whatever, they'll just open their eyes and look at me and go, wow. I'm like, right? You can have that all the time.
So it
Become
really is,
addicted.
it is magical, and it's here for all of us. I've been listening to some other things, and it's all about this system and capitalism and socialism and this system, da 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 da. And I'm like, we are so grateful to freely offer BioTouch to all humanity. There are no gimmicks to sell. You don't have to watch some long 20-minute video and then sign up to get 3 at a discount instead of 1, or sign up for the news. You can get just what we taught you right now on our website for free, justtouch.com. Just learn the greeting, and it's so,
Well, I just want to say that the board of this foundation, we are the stewards of this gift. It has nothing to do with us personally. We have stepped up and we're taking responsibility, and we all know that this is for humanity. As you have said so many times, how can you put a price on that?
yeah. No, you can't. I mean, we've been grateful, all of us who are helping be volunteers. Yeah, and we're all volunteers. There's not a paid person on this staff running this organization. Never has been for 35 years.
Right,
And there have been a
right.
lot of people come and gone. We're grateful to everybody that's put in
Yes.
their time and their energy to help BioTouch be ready for what you just experienced, what this Lee was saying. You
Yeah,
know, the
absolutely.
time is now. You
It
know,
is now. Yeah.
a different way to live our life. And when I was talking to GPT too, it also said BioTouch helps people integrate emotional pain and trauma gently. It becomes a daily practice of peace, empathy, and shared healing. Touch becomes an expression of love in action.
Shared healing. What
Yeah.
did we say a couple of shows ago, or maybe last week? We begin to heal, truly heal, when we come together
Yes.
as a kingdom in nature. This is, we, no wonder we so have dis-ease and all this stuff going on. Something basic like unification, like brotherhood, that's what's coming. We have to prepare for this because it is going to be a new way of living. And BioTouch is going to be a big part of that. I know that. It's one of those healing modalities that, I mean, look when it came back, right?
Right.
Here we are, we planted the seeds and we're holding it for this time. As crazy as woo-woo as that might sound, this is the real deal here. BioTouch.
And we're asking all of you out there to join us, to join in the revolution of love, the putting it into application. So we're here to answer any question you have or help you. We'll come to do a talk. We can do a Zoom meeting with a group of you. We can, do one-on-one if it's a family that you're having an issue with, and we can Zoom with you. If you just want to learn about how to work with allergies, we have workbooks on how to just do that. You don't have to learn the whole technique. I mean, there's 17 sets of points, but you don't have to know all that. All you have to know is the greeting, and then just take 2 fingers of each hand and touch lightly around a particular pain. So this is not something difficult either.
No.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
And you don't have to know about energy. You're not projecting anything. You're not going to get anything. When you have one human being touching another human being with simplicity, there's no stuff to get. I mean, how can you get stuff if we're all the same,
That right there just comes between us and each other and kind of defeats the whole purpose of loving and caring, right?
Yeah.
If you can get somebody's stuff. Yeah. Okay.
I got to worry about my own stuff.
Right. I'm very good at bringing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's nice. I don't have to worry about my stuff. My stuff is my stuff. I can't give my stuff to anybody. So I don't have to worry about, oh my God, I'm not in a good place today and somebody needs my help.
Sorry, can't help you today.
Yeah, no, I can help you. And all of a sudden, whatever stuff I had in that moment, it's sort of like I was just watching Krishna Das doing this group. I don't know, there were a few hundred people and they're doing their chanting. And he says, okay, now we're just here to chant. For this next hour, you don't have to think of anything else because we're just here right now, just chanting. Well, BioTouch is the same thing. It's probably one of the best meditations I've ever done.
We've said that many times. When you reach out and touch another person, and it's a stillness that happens.
Yes,
you're in a space where you are so aware of just being present. There's nothing to do. There's just BioTouch.
Yeah.
It's just magical.
So try it. Put a little magic in your life.
Yeah.
Learn how to do BioTouch. Just another reminder, we're going to do a workshop here on Thursday with Jose Mendoza. We're going to talk about the fascia and how to work with it, what it actually does for a lot of us who, what does that even mean?
Wow, I don't know, but when I was reading up on it, wow, I had no idea. So I'm really looking forward to this workshop.
Yeah. So join us for that. That's Thursday. It'll be live on Facebook at 6 and YouTube. And then if you can't get to those, get on our email list. We send all these out, all the Monday shows. These Monday shows are put into 1 to 2 minute clips so you can share them with other people who don't have a 20-minute attention span, like me.
Yeah, right.
I'm amazed I can talk here for 20. But you can tell we have a good time too. This is not about having to be serious and
what did we say before? Healing is fun.
Fun. Healing is fun. It's a new way of living. Let's have fun till our daddy takes a T-bird away.
Yes.
See you all next week. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Days in and days out, space and time is all about feeling pressure with the pain, in sunshine or in the rain. Living is a place in mind, giving is being kind, and when the pain is too much, what we need is bio-touch. When I'm touching you, you are touching me. It's a simple thing to do and a natural way to be.